Now we're going to look at a very powerful choke from side control, the bow and arrow choke. There are multiple setups for this. I'm going to show you two very common ones today, and the good parts and the bad parts of both. Alright, I've gotten Marty into this side control position, and we've dominated this arm. I've got good control. I'm actually up on both knees. It's a little bit more space than I like, but I need to make sure to dominate this arm if I'm going to do it with the arm in. So I'm going to get that near side lapel. The far side lapel isn't going to do it for me. So once I get that near side lapel, when I start to push him forward, I got to go with my pelvis too. Because I'm underneath this arm, it's going to be possible to get him up on his side. If you push with just your hand, impossible. With my pelvis in my hand, good. So I come here and I'm going to push with my whole body. Notice how I use my hips to push him up on his side. I've still got good control of the arm over here, and then I'm going to feed this lapel to the other hand. Alright? I've got a good little grip right here. I'm going to loosen up so I don't pop Marty's head off. Now, I'm going to come down here, control at the pants. I'm going to post that knee at the hip. Now here's where people mess this up. A lot of times when I show beginners, I don't show them with the arm in. It's very difficult to practice this bow and arrow choke. I'm going to go off at an angle up here by his head, and then he might try to escape. It's very important, like all other times that we do the bow and arrow choke, that I keep this elbow pinned to that inside shoulder. So I'm here, I'm going to bring this knee to the inside of his neck. Now I'm going to pull back, still good control on that collar, and I'm going to push away with my core of my body here. It's important that you don't just pull with your arm. You might get the tap, especially against people your size or people that have very thin collars. But people that are bigger, you know, you're going to run into problems. Now, if he gets this arm out, no problem as long as we're controlling the pants. Pushing with that shin here. Again, I've got good control of that arm in here, control here. I come up, I get that near side lapel, and watch my hips here, guys, watch my hips. So I push, and I'm pushing with my whole hips. Once I make that space, my thighs come to his back so he can't roll back down. From here, I'm going to feed that lapel underneath. Again, give him a little bit of space so I can look at this transition. I control at the pants. I post that right knee. Again, still nice and tight in here. Now, I need to bring that inside knee to the inside of the neck, and I'm going to fall. I'm squeezing with my knees here a little bit. Anything that maintains a little bit of pressure on his body, slows him down from rolling, great. Now I'm going to push with my shin, pull with my arm. Now, let's look at the beginner version. You know, getting that arm in there can be kind of tricky. Staying nice and tight. Their body size really matters. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start with him in side control here, and I'm going to grab that near side arm. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it over his hip here, and I'm going to do the same thing. I get low, hand, if you want to grab at the shoulder, that's fine. I'm going to push him all the way up on his side. Pretty good setup here. Now I'm just going to reach in, and I'm still controlling at the hand. From here, I bring that knee up onto the side, and I control the pants. Now, when I put that knee in, instead of falling towards his head, I'm going to fall towards his hips here. See how that contorts his body and turns his body? That's really what we want. No arm in makes this choke a lot more powerful, makes it a lot easier to set up, but again, you have to make sure that elbow stays on the shoulder and we fall towards the legs. Let's look at it again one more time. So I'm in that side control position. I'm controlling the sleeve, I'm controlling under the head, my body's nice and low. I push him up on his side, and I move forward with my hips. Awesome, that's what we want. I come under, I get control of that collar. Again, still holding onto that sleeve until I get a hand into the collar. Once I get my hand in the collar, hand to the pants, post that knee. Now from here, I'm going to start moving my weight this way. Straightening that arm a little bit, but making sure to keep my elbow pinned down to the shoulder. Put that knee in, and I'm going to fall towards the hips. Look at how I turn and contort his body. Anytime that we can twist the spine, great. You know, it's going to cut off that power to the hips, make him uncomfortable, and that's really what we want.